Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about the Origin 12. The new season will be coming out very soon, but this is still what I think is one of the most popular weapons in the game. So in today's video, it's going to be a short, quick one, because obviously the shotgun doesn't have that many unique attachments. We're going to talk about all the attachments and recommend which ones are best, because after researching the attachments, I do think a lot of people are making a couple of mistakes on their class setup. So obviously Origin 12 is a 1 or 2 shot kill. If they have 200 health or less, you can 1-shot kill an enemy, which obviously a lot of players around with 200 health. So this gun is amazing. The biggest factor is what is actually the best attachment to start with. I personally think every single class setup should start with no stock. You get a 4% faster movement speed, also almost a 20% faster stray speed. I'll showcase a quick video clip you guys be watching right now while I'm still talking. With a 20% faster stray speed, it's going to allow you to be a lot more mobile and be more agile in that close range, be able to move faster than your enemy. So I 100% recommend it. As far as the barrels, you have the Precision and the Impaler. The two biggest differences you can see is the Impaler comes with a worse movement speed. It does show you get a little bit more range. The range is only 3% more, which is so minimal you will not notice it in the game, because where it actually improves your range is at that max distance. It's going to give you about 1.5 meters more of range, which like I said is 3%, which you will not even notice in game. In exchange, you get a 4% slower movement speed. So that is massive. The biggest factor with all these attachments is they have aim down sight improvement or negative. It's irrelevant. This gun's only really hip fired. But with this attachment, you get a 4% slower movement speed, which if you add no stock, movement speed is also now countered. So I 100% recommend switching and trying the Precision barrel. Like I said, the biggest difference is only in range. The tighter pellet spread is very minimal. You won't notice it when you're stacking it with like the choke and all these attachments that also increase that. You will not notice it. So your second attachment is obviously going to be the Precision. The biggest factor here is where to go next. Now, I would say 99% of players run the 12-round mag. You do get a massive loss of movement speed at 4% once again, which is why I am recommending the Precision over the Impaler. Because if you had two attachments to make your movement speed slower by 4%, you are going to be a big old fat guy running around with this shoddy. So the three main attachments, the next factor is where you're taking a look at are the under barrels worth using? The biggest factor of the Commando is you do get a 4% slower movement speed, which like I said, another big negative. 100% we're going to recommend avoiding that. The Merc Foregrip gives you a faster aim down sight and better recoil, kind of like the Snatch Grip, but a slower movement speed. So 1% slower movement speed for a slightly less recoil is definitely recommended. I personally might take the Merc over the choke, but for me personally, I'm going to recommend the choke. It does claim it increases your range. If you take a look at the bar, it looks pretty nice. It is once again only 2% more range. But if you stack it, obviously, with that Precision, you get a little bit more range. And it's, once again, only at your max range, which is above 20 meters, which 99% of your fights will never reach that range. So the choke, I do recommend. It does increase your pellet spread, which is going to help make your spread of your hip fire a little bit better. It's obviously going to allow you to hit more shots and do more damage. So I do recommend that. Obviously, the last attachment is going to be the 5mm laser. You get a massive improvement to your hip fire, which 99% of your fights with this gun's only going to be hip fire. And I'd probably say 1% of the time you're aim down sight to try and get a little bit more damage. But that's a very simple class setup. The biggest factor, like I said, if you want to swap out that choke, I would recommend running the Merc Foregrip. It's going to help counter the loss in recoil you get from the no stock. Obviously, to give you a little bit better recoil, which might help a little bit to do a little bit better of your shots. But with the no stock kicking, it's going to kick to the head, which in my opinion helps. So that's why, like I said, I do recommend the choke. It's definitely going to help increase your pellet spread. It's going to help your overall accuracy. That's pretty much the best class setup. The biggest factor I think a lot of people are doing is they're running the Impaler barrel. It gets a 20 milliseconds slower aim down sight, which your aim down sight you will notice. Obviously as well, you also get a 4% slower movement speed. So when you factor in the 4% slower there, with the Commando and the 12-round mag, you could be 12% slower if you're using the wrong class. So that's why I recommend switching up. Use the Precision barrel. And the biggest factor, the biggest, I think, misconcept here, I haven't seen a lot of people use it. This is a ground loot weapon. So a lot of people are probably used to using just the floor loot, which has no attachments or only one. But in the ammunition, you have the 8-round slug mag. This is a big clickbait here. It shows your damage is increased, your mobility is increased, your control is increased, your range is increased, and your accuracy goes down. That is a complete and utter lie. This gun right here does get more range, which helps a lot, but what it does is lowers your damage. So the con of your damage radius, the radius by technicality is actual damage. This takes the gun from a 2-shot kill to a 3-shot kill, which makes it kill twice as slow. So it goes from killing in 250 milliseconds now killing in 500 milliseconds at its fastest. So your 500 millisecond time to kill is absolutely horrendous. 2 times slower. You might lose fights versus an MP5 if you put the 8-round slug mag on there. It does increase your range by about 2.5 meters, which definitely helps. But to lower your base range, which is 50% of your first range, it lowers that range and lowers your damage, which in my opinion just makes the gun worse. And obviously it claims it increases your mobility. It probably does. It claims it keeps your control, but I didn't really do any testing. It's a very simple class setup. Obviously the 25-round drum mag is definitely not even worth using. Your mobility is going to go down terribly, but that's the one other thing that I really want to talk about. For me, the biggest factor is, once again, like I said, on that impaler barrel. I think a lot of people really use it, and I really don't think it's worth using. Like I said, you could swap the choke for the Merc. It's obviously going to help increase your recoil, which might help your accuracy a little bit. It's a pretty base class setup. Hopefully this video helps you guys build a better Origin 12 class setup. If you guys did, please leave a like, comment down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Trapgod. I'm officially a full-time streamer. Any support on the Twitch channel is very much appreciated. Also, if you guys want to use my channel to support me, use my discount code Trapgod on all of your scuff and GFUEL purchases. You guys want to cop yourself a controller, use code Trapgod. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see ya.